Welcome to the Weather Guru podcast for August 27, 2024. We're going to start off looking at the National Weather Service current hazards for the lower 48, and then we'll get into some tropical weather for the Atlantic and Eastern Pacific basins as normal. Right now, we're looking at just heat. A heat dome is taking over the eastern two-thirds of the country, as denoted in the orange and fuchsia colors. Excessive heat warnings rarely for Chicagoland area, also extending west toward the Quad Cities along I-80, so be very careful, and downstate towards Champaign, Illinois, Urbana, Illinois as well. And then we have also as well around the lakes, around the Great Lakes, around Indiana, Michigan City, up towards Benton Harbor, St. Joseph, down towards north of Indianapolis there, South Bend. Excessive heat there. And then we also have warning severe thunderstorm watches. Some severe thunderstorms will ride around the top of those ridges there. So if you come along Bad Axe, Michigan, up through Detroit, Michigan, and over towards central Michigan there, we have that pink of severe thunderstorm watches there and warnings continuing there in Michigan and the Mitten country. We also have excessive heat warnings or heat advisories in the lower Susquehanna Valley of Pennsylvania, as well as Maryland and western Maryland down through northern Virginia here on the I-95 corridor from Philadelphia to Baltimore to D.C. That will continue to be heat as well. Red flag warnings continue to be engulf Wyoming, a lot of the Wyoming states. So if you come along Casper, Cheyenne there, I-25 corridor, be very careful. And up through Big Sky country in Montana, high country, and well as the Pacific Northwest, the PNW there, eastern Washington there, Walla Walla, Kennewick. Be very careful there if you're doing any burning or traveling through those areas. And down south, we must say that the heat continues there in Miami-Dade County, as well as Broward County, and over toward Naples and Golden Gate and Marco Island. The heat continues to be excessive there. They weren't impacted by that last cold front, as it stalled out before it got there. So that's going to continue to be an issue there for Miami. They've had many hot days above average. So looking at National Hurricane Center, we have three hurricanes right now. Three systems, tropical storms in the Central Pacific. We have Hone, which passed by Hawaii, the Big Island, a day or two ago, brought some much needed rain and wind to the islands there. Now we have Gilmer coming up. This is going to weaken again to a depression by the time it gets north of Hawaii, or a tropical rainstorm. So this will bring some rain to Honolulu and some of the north and eastern facing islands there. Hector is right behind it there. Again, so we have three systems here, all tropical storms at the moment, and they will continue to be tropical storms until about tomorrow night, and then they'll weaken to a depression as they make their way closer to the islands, Hawaiian Islands there. And then, like I said, Eastern Pacific, once again, we have Hector and Gilmer in that latitude. And then no Atlantic, no activity is expected in the next 48 hours. But as you can see, in the next 7-day outlook, there is a medium chance, less than 40% chance of something develop heading toward the Lesser Antilles by, let's say, Saturday or Sunday. Or Monday of next week here. So we're watching that. Conditions are low in 48 hours, 0%, and then 20% chance in 7 days as these waves propagate their way. It's just too much dust and dry air that they have to fight through right now in the Atlantic. So even though the water temperatures are super warm, the dust and dry air continues to be an issue in the Atlantic here. So we have Hone, Gilmer, and Hector. Typhoon Shanshan that's continuing to make its way out in the east, in the western Pacific there, Typhoon Sansan, the Joint Pacific Typhoon Center has issued a lot of warnings on that. You can see a well-defined eye there, very big eye, at least 40 to 50 nautical miles across, very heavy convection there. As it continues to press its way through, Typhoon Shanshan will continue to make its way, and you can see it on the. We can show you the Atlantic-wide combo here, and we can show you the Gulf of Mexico. Sorry, not the Atlantic-wide combo. We can show you the. We want to show you the other one here. I'm sorry, the Pacific combo here, and you can see these storms in tandem here as they make their way through here. So let's take a look at that again here. Let's see what we got here. So we have the tandem Pacific here. You can see the storms here. Typhoon Shanshan. You got Hone. You got Hector, Gilbert, all here, and they're all in line here, all training along this front here. And so this is what we have going on. So the Eastern Pacific remains very active in this season for the time period, and they may actually go through the names faster than the Atlantic season, even though the Atlantic season is trying to get to this peak, which is between September 10th and October 10th, the peak of activity for the Atlantic season. But we haven't seen much yet. That's supposed to change as we get towards September the 1st after Labor Day. All bets are off. It's supposed to change and become an active year. But Central Colorado State University just lowered their forecast for hurricanes, and so I suspect they may have to make one more adjustment if we get through the third week of September and there's no action here coming off the Cape Verde Islands here of Africa. So we'll see. But things are bound to change here as soon as that dry air and Saharan dust lifts just a little bit further to the north here. We'll start seeing more action coming out of there. So this has been your update for August 27, 2024. Thank you for joining me. Please be sure to subscribe to the Weather Guru and take care.